It's crazy how you grow up swearing that you'll never become your parents. And then one day, you look at yourself and you realize that you're doing the exact same things that you hated. My whole life, I always told myself that I would be different. I would be different with my anger, different with how I communicate, different with how I love. I promised myself I would be the one to break the cycle. I would never treat people I cared about the way that I saw my parents treat others. But the thing nobody really tells you about is how easy it is to repeat what you grow up around, especially when life starts to beat the shit out of you. I know I talked about this a little bit in the last video, but I had a huge surgery on my knee. I tore my ACL, my MCL, and my meniscus. And that surgery changed me more than I will ever admit. Physically, yeah, but mentally, most of all. I was frustrated, I was stuck, I was angry at my own body, and instead of dealing with it, I shoved everything down and I acted like I was fine. Like I didn't need anybody else, or like nothing hurt me, but I swear it did. And the person who felt the weight of that was the girl I loved the most. And what did I do? Instead of being soft, the kind-hearted human that I was, I turned evil. Instead of opening up, I shut down, and instead of communicating properly, I went radio silent. And every single time I pushed her away, I told myself that I would fix it tomorrow. But obviously, tomorrow never came. I didn't even notice I was turning into the things that I swore I would never be. The stubbornness, the distance, the coldness, the I'm fine attitude. And the way I'd pretend that nothing was wrong, but my energy said so much different, you know? And it all sort of hit me one day. I wasn't just hurting her. I was becoming a version of myself that my younger me would have hated. And I always thought generational habits were just personality traits. But they're not. They're learned from the behavior and actions that you see your whole life growing up. And if you ever stop to unpack them, you're gonna pass them on. And you're gonna use them, and you're gonna become them. And the scariest part about it is you don't even realize it until the damage is already there or the damage is already done. But I know now. I'm learning very slowly. You don't break the cycle in one day. You slowly break it every single day. Every time you choose to breathe before reacting, or you choose your honesty over your pride. And every time you choose to be soft over shutting down and screaming and blowing up immediately. I'm trying my best to learn that love isn't about pretending that you're strong. If anything, it's about admitting when you're not. It's about saying, yes, I was wrong. And being brave enough to unlearn everything that made you tough, but also distant. And I'm not gonna lie, losing her, or even the risk of losing her, forced me to really take a step back and look at myself, like really truly look, not the version of me that I thought I was, but the version that she had to deal with. I want to be better. For her, yeah, but also for myself, for my kids, because I don't want to carry someone else's mistakes into my future. I don't want my loved ones to be walking on eggshells constantly. I don't want to love people the same way I was taught, through silence, through screaming matches, through distance, days without talking. And I used to think becoming your parents was so automatic, and I had no choice. But every single day, I'm choosing to be someone new, someone not like my parents. The truth is, I didn't wake up one magical morning and suddenly just become and act like my parents. It happened very sneaky and quiet. It crept in during moments I wasn't really paying attention in. It happened every single time I shut down instead of talking. Every time I rolled my eyes instead of listening. Every time I acted like her feelings were too much because I didn't know how to handle my own. And I remember nights when she would look at me with that soft, worried face, the one that said, "Just talk to me." And I'd look right back at her and I'd have nothing to say. Not because I didn't trust her, because I didn't know how to express what I didn't understand. And that's the part that hurts me the most now. She wasn't asking me to be perfect. She was just asking me to be present. When I had that surgery, I felt useless. I felt behind. I felt angry at myself for needing help. And instead of letting her support me, I acted like I didn't care. And that she didn't care. But she did care. She cared so much that it scares me now thinking about how much I pushed her away. And I never really shared how scared I truly was that I wouldn't be the same. How scared I was that she would think that I am weak. So instead of being honest with her and open with her, I just went cold. I went distant, and I put up this fake wall like I was strong and cool and all these things, but that wasn't real strength. I mean, the best way I can put it is that was fear dressed up as pride. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I was slowly replaying patterns that I grew up around. And the don't talk about it mentality, the handle it yourself mindset, or the emotional distance, the short fuse, the stubbornness, all the things, the love from a distance but never say it type of thing. I did every single shitty thing my parents did to me. And I always swore that I would break those habits. But when life got hard, I ran straight back to them like muscle memory. And there were moments that she would be sitting next to me, talking about her day, her dreams, her stress. And I'd be there physically, but mentally I was gone. I wasn't engaged. I wasn't showing up for someone who had showed up for me thousands of times. And that's when it hit me. I was turning into someone who only reacts when things get bad, never when things were good. And I realized I treated love like something that would always be there, even when I wasn't giving anything back. I got too comfortable, and I took her consistency for granted. I took her patience for granted. I took her softness for granted. And looking back, she taught me everything I needed to know about love, not with big gestures, but little things. The way she'd remember the smallest details, or how she'd calm me down without trying to fix me, per se. She would give me space, but make sure to still check on me. And she never made me feel stupid or dramatic, even when I was. But I wasn't giving that back to her. Not because I didn't love her. I loved her so much more than I knew how to handle, but because I didn't love myself enough. And nobody teaches you that unhealed people don't know how to receive love without feeling guilty or scared or defensive. So instead of accepting it, I sabotaged it. Obviously, it wasn't intentional. But here's the part a lot of us guys won't admit, is sometimes we push away the person who loves us the most because we don't think we deserve them. Let me reiterate, when I think about the fights or the moments I shut down or the times I let my frustration spill onto her, it was never really her that I was mad at. I was mad at myself. I was mad that I felt behind, I felt weak, mad that I wasn't who I wanted to be yet. And instead of facing that, I hid behind those same behaviors I promised myself I would never repeat. But the craziest part about it is, even though all that, she still brought the best parts out of me. She still made me laugh when I didn't want to. She made me care about things again. She made me hopeful. She made me want to grow. She saw potential in me that I didn't even see in myself. And when I started losing myself, she was the one who kept reminding me who I used to be. So yeah, maybe I turned into someone I didn't want to be for a while. Long while. But I'm learning now. I'm healing now. I'm paying attention now. Because breaking generational habits isn't a switch. It's a fight. And I'm fighting it every single day so I don't lose the people I love. So I don't lose myself again. And trauma's really weird, and it doesn't always show up as tears or breakdowns or things like that. Sometimes it shows up in silence or shutting down or acting unbothered when you're actually so overwhelmed. And that's what I did for years without even realizing. When you grow up around certain behaviors, yelling, walking away from conversations, pretending everything's fine when it's not, you don't just remember it. You absorb it. It becomes your default. It becomes your normal. And I carried that into my relationships without ever questioning it. And people think trauma is only big stuff, I guess you could say. But it's the little things too. The way you stop trusting people to stay. The way you expect every good moment to be temporary. The way you protect yourself by pushing others away. Or shut down when someone gets too close, because vulnerability feels like danger. And I didn't realize how deep my own trauma went until I looked back at how I reacted to love, especially hers. She'd ask me what's wrong, and instead of talking, I'd get way too defensive. Not because she did anything wrong, but because I didn't know how to let someone into the messy parts of me. I thought being quiet meant I was being quote-unquote strong. But really I was scared. And trauma teaches you how to survive. It doesn't teach you how to communicate. It teaches you how to keep your guard up and keep your heart closed, you know? It teaches you to handle everything by yourself, even when you're drowning. And the saddest part is, it made me treat the person I love like she was the enemy, when really she was the safest thing I ever had. I didn't know how to accept unconditional love because I wasn't used to it. I didn't know how to apologize because I grew up around people who avoided accountability. I didn't know how to express fear without turning it into anger. And that's what trauma does. It confuses you. It shapes you in wrong ways, obviously. And if you don't face it, you end up passing the same pain onto someone else who didn't deserve it. So if there's one thing I've learned through all of this is the mistakes, the trauma, the growth, the love, it's that becoming better isn't about waking up perfect. It's about waking up aware, about deciding every day that you're not going to let your past ruin your future. And yeah, I've messed up big time. I've hurt people I cared about. I've let trauma speak louder than my heart. But I'm not letting that be my final chapter. To anyone still watching this video, I just wanted to say thank you. Seriously, thank you for giving me space to be honest, even when the truth is super uncomfortable. Thank you for listening to my story. And it isn't always pretty, but it's real. And if you see yourself in any part of this, if you're trying to break these patterns too, or trying to grow, or trying to be better than what you came from, I'm rooting for you. You're not alone. And if you're someone that I've hurt, someone I've pushed away, someone I didn't love the right way, I hope one day you can look at me and see that I tried to change. Not for show, but for real. I hope my growth is something I can prove, not something I can just say. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me become a better version of myself. One lesson, one video, one mistake, one awkward, honest conversation at a time. I'm still learning. I'm still healing. And I'm still rewriting who I am. But I'm doing it with intention now. And if you're on that journey too, I am proud of you. I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. I just want you to remember that you've survived things you never thought you would. You've kept going on days where quitting would have been so much easier. And you don't hear it enough, but you are amazing. You are capable. You are stronger than you think. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And I'm not just saying that to say it. I mean it. I wish somebody told me that when I was younger, so I'm telling you now. As always, stay rolly.